First, I want to thank you very much for signing up for the second edition of the RISE conference, and you're all welcome. The first edition of the RISE conference served as an eye-opener to agriculture because we got first-hand information about the rice industry and how we can plug in for golden opportunities. And just as we have promised, this second edition will be more enlightening because we'll be introduced to the food distribution network, where you will get first-hand information about how we can harness the opportunities in the agri value chain. We have our speakers who are going to be teaching us on how the food distribution network works and the opportunities to harness. We have the likes of Akin Alabi of Corporate Farmers, Prince Ade Ajayi of Corporate Farmers, Ibrahim Megeride himself of Livestock and the founder of Rice Africa, Nixon Iwedu, the Executive Director of Globus Bank, and myself, Joy Labaran of Corporate Farmers. So the agricultural sector is a sector that can accommodate everybody. I used to tell everybody that. It's the only sector that never runs dry of opportunities. And we are bringing you an opportunity via this conference today. So stay tuned, listen attentively, as all our speakers will be dishing out vital information about agribusiness. Agriculture is beyond farming. I always say that. I'm Joy Labaran, and you're welcome to the conference. Thank you very much. All right, so I want to. Okay, so next on our list is feedbacks of the first edition of the RISE conference, and Prince Ade of Corporate Farmers will be taking that section. So over to you, Prince.
Thank you so much, Joy Labaran, my Oga, the Rigeje of Agritech, and the global staff that are here right now today. I welcome each and every one of you, and those who are joining this program today. I will tell you that this is a lifetime investment that you are investing into yourself. Because if I continue to recap from where we started January this year, Rice Conference in Nigeria Rice Conference in agri sector, agri ecosystem has been the number one and the first agri, workshop that was held in Nigeria, in January, and we disrupted the ecosystem, and the program was so fantastic. We have nothing less than more than 400 to 500 people in attendance, and even people from Pakistan, people from Canada, people from Uganda, and every other thing, because Nigeria has a potential, and we are taking all these things beyond having a potential. We want to continue to materialize and make sure that we activate our potentials, because we are the blessing to the rest of Africa. And we use this opportunity to thank the visionary of Rice Africa, because without Nigeria, a lot of African countries, we have a lot of challenge, but we are taking our place. And as a youth, as a young people, entrepreneur, we surely believe that this Rice Africa will revolutionize the economy of Africa. We should be able to make sure that we, feed ourselves and make sure that we earn money. We cannot continue to export our job employment to Thailand, to Brazil, to India, to Vietnam, producing rice for us, 1.3 billion people. So our vision is beyond, Nigeria. That is what we discussed last, in our last edition, in January, to let people know that, look, this is a great opportunity. But a lot of people that that sign in, and a lot of them activate, they activate their accounts, and they make sure that they started earning money, not even money, but contributing to the development of our nation. No one can build Nigeria for us. We are the only Nigerian that can build Nigeria and make Nigeria Nigeria better than our company, Corporate Farmers International, in partnership with Rice Africa. Make sure that look, youth must be engaged. People must invest in a productive. When you talk about a productive industry, which is agriculture, and this is the only way that can develop our economy. And we really thank God for those who have signed up, and they are doing a lot of fantastic businesses with us right now. And we assure you that if you are here today, you are going to hear more about all our successes and achievements during this time, from January to February. That's why we surely believe that by the time you hooked in and sign up for being a distributor, because we are talking about getting nothing less than 1,000 to 2,000 distributors in Lagos. We can do it because we have nothing less than 25 to 30 million people living in Lagos and Ogun. It's amazing what you can do. So it's a great opportunity, and I will give the room for for our guy who will allow you to hear more about how you can really annex and increase your finance through this Rise Africa. Imagine, some of our people that already signed up right now, they are going from one place to another, meeting all these mama put. Some of them are having nothing less than, cooking nothing less than 5 bags of rice. You have them in your street. You have them in your community. You can approach them and say, look, this is Rice Africa. This is Nigeria, rice. I had a testimony of one of our distributors that said that when he got to that place, they continued to argue with him that, are you sure that this is a rice from Nigeria? And we let them know that, look, they are even bagging Nigerian rice into foreign bag and selling for them. A lot of research, a lot of, because this Rise Africa is going to do a lot for us. And this recap is just for you that you are new here today to know that, look, a lot of financial institutions is even coming to us now to support this initiative to create job. We are talking about the 1,000. You in Mushin, you in Apapa, you in Ogba, you in Ikeja, you in your church, everywhere you are. Make sure that we contribute to the economy of Nigeria. Get this job for yourself. Get it for your children. When you buy Rice Africa, you are making Nigeria better than you met it. You will not continue to send your children to school and continue to say, where is he going to get a job? You need to support this initiative. It's a movement that cannot be stopped. It's a movement that the federal government is now supporting us and for what they are doing right now, blocking all the routes, that all the smuggler bringing rice to Nigeria. And we need this support. Don't just go to school. Don't just send your children to school without having a hope of a job that it can take up. And it's only agriculture through the ecosystem of agriculture that we can create a lot of jobs and make sure that we make Nigeria better than we met it. That's why we started this. And to cap it up, when you look at something like this, a lot of people might not join today, but because we rebroadcast this thing on our social media, on our Agri Business Weekend, a lot of people come back to watch and say, wow, I missed a lot. And those are the things that we are doing. That's why we are achieving a lot of results by getting many people signing up right now, and make sure that before middle of this year, you will see what is going to happen in agriculture sector, and you're going to see what Rice Africa is a revolutionary. Is a company, and with partnership with corporate farmer, that we are going to make an impact in our economy and develop our GDP and make Nigeria better than we met it. These are the recap that I can just tell you. You are in for a special time and a time of blessing. But take this message to your church, to your offices, to your mosques, to your groups, and make sure that we start building Nigeria for ourselves. God bless you all. I love you. Over to you, Joy.
All right, thank you very, very Prince. That was very, very amazing. Thank you so much for that recap. All right, so next on our list, we'll be going to we'll be moving over to the discussion of the food distribution network. I remembered in the opening speech, I was saying that we would introduce to a network known as the food distribution network. So, what is this food distribution network all about? What is it about? So, let me give this time to Akin Alabi of Corporate Farmers. Akin, please talk about the food distribution network. What do we need to know? What it's about? Thank you very much. Hello, Akin, are you there? I think he lost us. Probably he would.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
he
back
has
now.
He's
joined.
back.
All right, thank you very much. So before you left, I was saying we'll give this time over to you to talk about the food distribution network. What is it about? What do we need to know of the food distribution network? Thank you very much. So over to you now.
Okay, Joy, thank you very, very much. Thanks to everybody that's joining today. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Aki Alabi. First of all, I want to appreciate everybody that is here for the RISE Conference 2.0 February edition. I want to say thank you for being part of this. January edition was awesome, and I want to say that we hope to get the best out of the second edition. Now, to hit down the old discussion, Joy made mention of what we call the Food Distribution Network, which we call FDN. But before I commence, I would do a small analysis based on the current GDP Q4 GDP 2020 that was just released sometimes last week, and we all observed, or we all know that the major sector that actually helped us grow that GDP for Q4 2020 was the agri sector, with about 24.3, I guess, percent, and that actually helped, to reshaping and also to create wealth for the economy. So it means that agriculture has a major contributor to the growth of the country. And we all know that agriculture is equivalent to food, meaning that everything that is being produced in our farms is definitely converted into food production via processing and other aspects in any value chain. Now, what is FDN? What is Food Distribution Network? It's simple. It's simply a dynamic way of creating wealth to young agripreneurs, to stakeholders, to farmers, to processors, to aggregators who are interested to be part of the entire agricultural value chain. That is what FDN is all about. And what are basically the discussion around FDN? Now, food is an important element to human life in any of the value chain or in any of production that you may be involved in, either rice, either beans, either soya, either livestock. Food processing is actually an important aspect of it. Now, food distribution, how can I begin to distribute this food across the entire ecosystem? That is the reason why we sat down with the team of Rice Africa to create a platform called the FDN, or the Food Distribution Network, whereby we are creating a global community or a global platform whereby food aggregators, processors, and producers can be on that platform and begin to create jobs, begin to create wealth, begin to create employment for everybody who you know or who is interested in agriculture or its value chain. Now, talking down, what exactly are we talking about in terms of FDN? Number one, or what are we presenting, or what is actually FDN going to do for the entire Nigerian, for Nigeria or those who are interested? Number one, FDN is going to help us create employment, meaning that for those who are actually looking for a job or those who need one job or the other, FDN is a platform that has been designed to create jobs for you. Meaning that if you have a product already or you don't have a product, what you just need to do is meet somebody that has a product in any of the value chain, pick it, bring it onto the FDN platform, and we will showcase it to you, to the entire world via FDN. That's number one, creating employment. Then number two, we're also providing convenience to buyers, meaning that with FDN, what we're doing is that we are helping the entire community. We're helping the entire community to find a platform where buyers and sellers can easily meet. That is what FDN is doing. So if you are producing something probably in Kano and you need a market in Lagos, you just bring your product down to FDN platform. Instantly, those in Lagos will pick those products and actually begin to distribute within their local areas. That is another benefit of FDN. So it's a platform designed to help you distribute, to help you connect, and also help you create wealth. Now, it also helps you access other premium produced commodity. Though for FDN right now, we're commencing strictly with rice. We are commencing strictly with rice in any of the bag sizes. So if you're interested in picking up any bag sizes from Rice Africa, come to FDN platform. It's available. We just pick it up. We make sure that you have it anywhere in the country and you begin your sales. We are also going to provide you a media platform whereby you can reach out to anywhere in Nigeria and begin to push that product out. So FDN currently is commencing with rice in any bag sizes so that you can reach out or begin to sell and begin to create wealth for yourself and also help you creating jobs for others, which you know, or those who know are around you that are looking for jobs. Tell them to plug into FDN and jobs will begin to be created instantly. And the important aspect of FDN is that it is helping to empower young Nigerians. We know today that the federal government is doing a lot of things in terms of supporting, doing a lot of funding, COVID funding, support funding and all that. Now, this particular platform is also designed to empower young Nigerians, maybe those who have just finished their NYC and are looking for a job. FDN is designed to do that for you too. It will help you create wealth and also help you to empower people around you through agriculture. As I said, FDN is designed to create wealth. So there are several platforms today in Nigeria that is helping people to empower and all that, but we have created ours specifically in line with strategic reasoning and strategic positioning in the agri sector to create wealth and also to grow the economy via proper distribution of food network. And that is why I will urge us to join the movement and be part of the whole FDN circle. Now, who can join FDN or who can be part of the distribution network? Number one, as a young Nigerian, you can join the distribution network. Before the end of the conference, definitely you will get the link that you can use to sign up and be part of the FDN movement. Then also, aggregators in any of the value chain can begin to join. If you know you're aggregating for rice, aggregating for maize, aggregating for soya, aggregating for sorghum, or any of the commodities, definitely you can plug in and be part of the FDN. Then also, who can also join? Housing estates. Housing estates. If you know that you have lands in one particular area of the country, you can bring that land because the land is an important tool for farming. So a land is also an important tool we can bring on the FDN platform and say, okay, I have a land somewhere that somebody can actually lease to farm. Definitely you're part of those who are needed to join the FDN network. Then also we have restaurants, we have hotels, we have schools. These are important part of every economy or every part of the economy that can also help grow or join into the FDN movement. Hotel is an important angle in the agri sector. Without hotels, farmers cannot, immensely supply. But hotels has helped farmers again to help them aggregate and also help them process their food, for their customers. So hotels are an important angle or important part of the FDN movement that can join anywhere in Nigeria. If you have hotels, if you have restaurants, anywhere in the country, definitely you're part of those who can join the FDN movement. And also, if you are currently into agro-processing, if you have a packaged processed food, either rice processed food with branded name or rice or processed the beans, give your information to the portal. Definitely, you are part of the movement. But as I said earlier, FDN for now, we started with rice production or rice processing so that we can begin to share the gospel of rice business through our partners in Rice Africa into the entire part of the country. So FDN is basically a network we've created specifically for the purpose of creating wealth and also to increase national GDP and most importantly, create employment for those who are actually looking for job and those who believe that would contribute strategically to the growth of the country. So that is the old simple analysis of FDN. I know there will be questions after this, but as I said, FDN is a platform that is available to showcase and sell your products and services by signing up on a link. As I said, before the end of the program or by end of today, to everybody that has attended, We are going to share the link whereby you can begin to sign up and register. I know the procedure or criteria to join FDN platform. So FDN is put as a special platform for every Nigerians to sign up into and also begin to create wealth within the agri ecosystem and also to build a national GDP and also importantly to create wealth into your pocket. So that is basically what FDN is all about, and we'll be glad and happy to have you sign on board and be part of the entire movement that will change the narrative of Nigerian agricultural system. So thank you, Joy. That is a brief discussion of what FDN is all about. I know there will be questions after this, so from there we can now begin to drill further and deep down further to discuss what FDN is all about. So over to you, Joy. Hello, Joy, are you there? Hello, Joy. Hello, Joy. Okay, probably it's a network or something.
Before Joy reconnects, I think
okay, Erigede, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Morning. Let's go through the ground rules. Please, if you are not the speaker, we'll very much appreciate if you switch off your mic, and if possible, please turn off your camera, because it will definitely improve the audio quality, which I think is the most important thing at the moment, so that the speaker's audio is not distorted by the background noise or the microphones that are on, and then the cameras to reduce the quality. So please, we beg you to switch off your mics and then switch off your cameras if possible, and so that the audio quality is improved. I think that is the most important thing. Please, let's endeavor to do that. Just switch off your mic and then switch off your cameras so that we improve the audio quality. Joe, are you with us? Joy. So I think going by the
hello, whether you can start, sir.
Yeah. Is that
whether you can start? I think you are the next one.
Going by the agenda where I mean everything is moving fine. We just finished number 3 on the agenda. We set out to keep the time because we know people are all busy, especially this is a weekend. People need to rest. We are already interrupting their weekend rest, but we appreciate that. But just to keep on with the agenda before Joe, I think she's having some connection problems. But I'm next to speak after Akin, so I will just go ahead and do that, and so that we don't waste too much time. Like I said, for those that are joining us now, please, if you are not speaking, switch off your microphone and switch off your camera, please, so that it improves the audio quality. Switch off your microphones and switch off your cameras, so that it improves the quality. I don't know if you're getting me, but I'm saying if you are not the speaker, switch off your microphone and switch off your camera, please. So
hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Ibrahim. I know some persons on this platform may not know how to switch off their microphone. It would do us a lot good if the admin can turn off the microphone from his or her own dashboard. Some persons are not used to Zoom meetings, so it will do us a lot good because the audio quality is not too okay from my end here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Okori. I think that's Joyce. Joy, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please. You can switch off the microphones of non-speakers from your dashboard, like Mr. Okori rightly mentioned. Some people may not know how to do that, so please try and do that.
All right.
And switch off the microphones. Yeah.
All right. So the next on our list is over to you now, boss Megari. Please tell us the opportunities in the FDN network with regards to Rice Africa.
Okay, thank you once again, Joy, and thank you everyone, and good morning once again, and welcome to the Rice Conference version 2, February edition. Like Prince and Akim mentioned, we had this vision a while ago, and between our two organizations, Rice Africa and Corporate Farmers, and we had the first edition in January. It was quite interesting and impactful, and we thought it's necessary for us to maintain the tempo and to also do another edition. And one of the observations that we had, the last time we had the Rice Conference, it was on a weekday. A lot of people complain regarding attending conferences like this, virtual meetings like this, while they are working. Some are working, some may be interested, some are busy. So we decided to shift it to a weekend to accommodate all the interests. And I can see there's so much patronage and attendance this time around. So what are the opportunities and what are the benefits for participating in the food distribution network as regards Rice Africa? Before doing that, and I also want to cap on what my colleague Prince and my colleagues and Akin mentioned, the importance of what we're doing to the growth of our nation, and especially as a company, Rice Africa is an agri-tech platform that it has been invented and developed to critically address the challenges and loopholes in the rice value chain. We are basically a technology company that aggregates stakeholders in the rice value chain. We are Africa's first rice-only platform. We are proudly that, and we aggregate farmers to, processors, to paddy agents, to warehouse operators, to logistics companies, to rice merchants, and as well as we also have our product. We thought it is not just enough to aggregate people on our platform, but we should also take their paddies, process the paddy, especially like we mentioned in the first edition of the Rice Conference, the importance of being proudly Nigerian, the importance of changing the narrative that a locally processed rice is synonymous with low quality, and that is the impression when you tell people that you are a local producer, and what they expect is that your rice is poor, it has thorns and stuff. So what we set out to do, and when we realize the hard work of our farmers, we critically and strategically pick on specific varieties of rice to produce, to process, and to give Nigerians that quality that they've been yearning for. Many Nigerians don't know that they've been consuming local rice rebagged as foreign rice for all this while. So we thought it is very important for us to step in and promote a proudly Nigerian brand that it's picking the paddy from aggregated rice farmers. So that's why we're saying that for each Rice Africa bag you purchase, you're actually empowering a Nigerian farmer somewhere. So, but why are we doing that? We realize that the whole concept of a farmer needs to be redefined in Nigeria. And in advanced environments, like we all know, the farmer is not strictly, it does not mean the person that goes to the farm to plant the seed and toils the land. The farmer, the definition of a farmer now has been broadened to include almost everybody in the value chain. And we realize that the local Nigerian farmer needs that support system, because the local Nigerian farmer is basically on his own. He goes to the farm, he plants the seed, he does everything, he markets it himself, he sells his paddy to some cutthroat middlemen, he looks for fertilizer, looks for inputs, he fights to retain his land, he protects his land sometimes to that extent. And at the end of the day, most times after the production, after the harvest period, he's battling to sell his produce to pay off debt that he has collected as a result of inputs and services that rendered to him. And we thought that way our farmers will not grow. They will always be at that level of sustenance. They will not go into the commercial level of farming. They will always be on hand to mouth, like we normally say. So that is why we thought we should redefine the concept of a farmer and provide that support system to that farmer. What we mean by providing the support system to that farmer is to enable that farmer concentrate on what he knows how to do best. Goes to the farm, plants the seed, make sure that he has a very effective yield, and then there's somebody immediately after he has produced, somebody is there to offtake the paddy. then that is farmer number 2 now. They're all farmers in that, because that farmer number 2 that offtakes from the farmer number 1 is as critical as the farmer number 1, because if without that offtake, the farmer number 1 will not be able to turn over fast and go back to the farm. And then that person that probably offtakes the paddy in context of rice, he has another person now that is willing to process that paddy that he has offtaken and then bag it. And then there are also participants like bag manufacturers, people like logistic companies, warehouses. And then at the end of the spectrum, you need to have somebody that will now market or distribute or sell that package product from that farmer's produce that's been produced to the end user, to the end consumer. So in this context, all the participants in the value are regarded as farmers. That is basically what the FDN stands to create. That you that is selling the produced, processed product from the farmer's hard work is as important as the farmer that goes to the farm. Because if we have what we call guaranteed offtake, because what the FDN is going to provide is what we call guaranteed offtake. If I as a farmer know that whenever I produce, if I produce 1,000 bags, it's not going to be wasted. If I produce 1,000 bags, in fact, before I even produce 1,000 bags, because of the FDN network, I'll be able to know what is expected of my yield, because we are aggregating consumption. The FDN now will help the farmer to know that I need to produce 1,500. I need to produce 2,500 in that order. So it helps the farmer becomes data driven. Whatever he's going to be doing is going to be based on data, not like what they're doing today. They just go to the farm and produce without knowing if it's going to be off-taking or not. So in the broader sense of the word, this is what the FDN stands to achieve. And as I said, providing a support system to the first farmer that goes to the farm. And so why rice? A lot of people have been asking us at Rice Africa, why are you doing rice? Why are you only doing rice? And we always keep on telling people that rice is so important. Rice is number 3 in terms of consumption as a staple in Africa. Rice is basically even competing with number 1 and number 2. That's gari and maize. And why we think rice is so important is that rice is most convenient in terms of accessibility and conversion. People now eat rice with salt. You can boil rice. You don't need any expert culinary skill to cook rice. Anybody can cook rice. It's just about getting water and then rinsing your grains and then putting it in the pot. You get a nice crispy bowl of cereal of rice. So rice is so convenient and it's so affordable. It's so fast to be processed for the common man now that it's even competing with number 1. Because if you take, for instance, if you are doing maize or gari, if you're going to do swallow, you need to do soup, you need to buy meat, you need to buy vegetables to do your soup, and so on and so forth. You need to go. But with rice, you can just boil and eat rice with salt. You can boil and eat rice with pepper. You can boil, eat rice with oil. You can turn rice into pap. You can boil and put milk into it, and so on and so forth. Even most of the state governments that have IDPs in their states, from the data from our company, most of state management agencies, emergency management agencies that buy food to distribute at IDPs, they rely on rice because rice is the most convenient and accessible thing. And we see rice as important to the development of this country because at the moment, Nigeria consumes about 7.something million metric tons of rice. That is our national consumption. But our production is between 3 to sometimes 4, depending on the statistics that you're relying on, 3 to sometimes 4 million metric tons. So we have a supply gap. I'm saying this for the benefit of the people that are joining us now, because we mentioned this at the first, but it is very important for us to reconnect. We have a supply gap of almost 53% between our production, our consumption. And that is why you saw the government banning the importation about a year plus ago, banning of foreign rice into our land borders. But it is continuing, it is killing our local industry. And why we are doing what we are doing through the FDN is our realization that if we need to change the narrative, if we need to change the game, if we need to continue improving the appreciating the hard work of our local farmer, we need to establish a parallel system of distribution. Why are we doing this? I'll tell you why. We realize from our experience at Rice Africa that most of the traditional rice merchants that buy bulk, there's what we call rebagging. I will not get tired of repeating this. Rebagging is a concept of turning premium produce, locally sourced rice, and putting them in bags of foreign brands and selling them as foreign rice exorbitantly to Nigerians. One, they are cheating people by selling them expensive. Secondly, they are killing our national brand. And we thought it is not fair on our local farmers, something that our farmers have bust their backs to go to the farm, and then somebody is rebagging it. We are not even appreciating that we have the capacity, we have the quality to produce at this quality. This is the only country that I got to know about this, that if your product is this good, people will tell you that. A lot of people come to our office and tell us that they cannot sell our rice as local, that it is too good, that we cannot sell it as local. And it's painful to us. We took our time to perfect our production process, to pick grains that are good from our farmers, and to produce it in a premium way. But some people are telling us that we cannot sell it as local, that we have to allow them to rebag. And we said, instead of allowing them to be rebagging, it is better for us to even create a parallel distribution network. That is what the FDN is all about. The FDN is supposed to serve as a way that Nigerians will get premium quality, not rebagged, premium quality, locally processed rice at their doorsteps. So the opportunities are massive. The opportunities and benefits are massive. Each and every one of us live within a particular network or community. So what the FDN is trying to establish is like shops, distribution points, pickup points. And you don't even, because of technology, you don't even need to have a functional shop. You can turn your father's house or your own house. You can turn the garage in your house into where you can just keep some few bags of rice, and then we create a room for you on our app, on our mobile app, that if somebody
please, if you know you are not talking at the moment, please kindly mute your mics. Thank you very much. Please note that please mute your mic if you are not speaking at the moment. And if your camera is on, you will not be able to get quality sound. So you can as well turn off your cameras, mute your mic, so you can have a good sound. Thank you.
Please, Ajayi, please.
Following. So mute your mic for them, please. Mute this mic. Let's go. Maybe he's busy with something else. He doesn't know he's
all right,
on.
I'm doing that right away. Right away.
So, like I was saying, we want the food distribution network to serve as a parallel distribution system, that we bypass the traditional distribution agencies, the traditional cutthroat merchants that will buy our rice and rebag. And we believe each and every one of us is operating within its own cluster. So you can use your cluster, you can use the estate you are living, you can use your church, you can use your mosque, you can use your net, because everybody eats rice. And it is much more easier for you to do that. When you create your own network, all you need to do is to sign up and get your supply from corporate farmers. And the advantage here, the opportunity here is that you are getting it at wholesale price. You are getting that rice at wholesale price. Because as Rice Africa, we have our dealers, we have our wholesalers that buy rice above a truck. That is what we call a wholesale purchase. But with the food distribution network, you can buy as low as 20 bags, and then you get. Oh God. The admin is now interrupting the discussion because the admin's mic is on. Your mic is your background noise is here. So the food distribution network gives you an opportunity to get our rice at wholesale price, and you don't have to wait until you have the capacity to buy a truck and above. That is the most important opportunity, because ideally when you come to Rice Africa to buy, the price regime is different. When you are buying bulk, when you are buying 600 bags is a truck and above, that is when you get a massive discount. But with the food distribution network, because of our partnership with corporate farmers, you will buy as low as 20 bags at wholesale price, meaning it will be competitive, and we have our retail price. And another opportunity is that when you buy our rice through the food distribution network, your outlet, the outlet that you've registered for instance, if you're operating in, let's say, number 9 Okwebi Road in Ikeja in Lagos, that will be added on our mobile app. Rice Africa has a mobile app that I would urge you to go to the Play Store immediately if you don't know about it. If you go to the Play Store now, put Rice Africa, mind you, the Africa is with a K as one word. You can download our app and you can see list of outlets We are now in Lagos, Abuja. We are adding outlets, and we are waiting for the food distribution network to pick up so that we convert all the food distribution locations as outlets on the app. So if perchance I live on your street, I close for instance, I work at Globus Bank, and I want to buy a bag of rice on my way home. I stay in Ikeja. I'll just go to the app and look at the locations closest to me, and if I want, I can buy from your location through the app. So what that means is that I'll stop by your location, pick my bag of rice if the OTP is exchanged, or I can even ask from that location that it should be delivered to my house where I put my address via the app. So at the back end, Rice Africa now escalates that delivery to the closest location to that staff of Globus Bank that's going home, or he doesn't have time to pick up the rice on the way home. So these are the opportunities and the benefits. And some other benefits that I'm sure our colleagues from Globus Bank are going to talk about is the opportunity for you to be even facilitated. There's a bank here that is willing to facilitate all serious participants on the food distribution network by providing them with facilities, and that facility comes with some verticals. You can go into some verticals, and like Akin Alabi mentioned, the food distribution network is starting with rice for now, but it extends into other Nigerians that have premium locally processed. We've gotten entries from a young woman in Ibadan, for instance, that does very interesting looking pomo. She's interested. There's another woman that is another agropreneur that is doing ogu. So we want to use the food distribution network to serve as a channel of distributing locally processed Nigerian products, whereby those farmers or those processors can rely on the network. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just concentrate on what you know how to do best, process, and push it through the food distribution network. So this is basically the opportunities and benefits. And I'm sure when we hear from Globus Bank, you get to understand why you need to be part of this food distribution network, and you need to invite more people. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much, sir. That was amazing and that was enlightening. Okay, so right about now, we go to the Globus Bank partnership with FDN and Rice Africa. Nixon, are you there? Nixon Iwedu, the Executive Director of Globus Bank. Yes, thank you very much. He's here with us.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I don't know if my presentation slides are showing.
Thank you very much for joining.
Okay, good.
Showing.
My slides, are they showing?
Yeah.
Can you see my slides?
Showing. Yes, okay. Yes, we can see it.
At least you can. I've moved to Appline. I don't know if it's showing. So I just want to be sure. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Nixon. I'm an Executive Director of Globus Bank. For me, I think it's an honor and a privilege to speak to this unique gathering. Whenever there is an intermediation, it sounds very interesting to see basically how you can make that work. Typically, everything runs on Python. So my presentation to you will take this outline which I have shared. If you may please oblige me, I can hear a lot of noise from the background. If you can, please mute your phones. Admin, if you're so kind to mute your phones, I'll be glad. Yeah. Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so
all right, I'm doing that right away.
Okay, my presentation will take max 10 minutes. I will try and be very fast. I'll speak about the bank, what we are proposing to channel members, or what we've called Rice Africa channel members, then tell you why we think we should work with us. In terms of bank, we are pretty much a new bank. We got our license in July 2019. We actually opened our doors to the public on the 6th of November 2019. So effectively, 2020 was our first full financial year, and it was pretty much a very interesting year. Today we have 12 branches across the country, which I'll show you. These are our key customers today. These are institutions whose financial operations cuts across the entire length and breadth of the country. So when Ibrahim was talking about Rice Africa, basically cultivating rice in all parts of the rice belt in the country and distributing to the entire length and breadth of the country. We believe we have the expertise to work with you guys to grow, because today we bank institutions whose financial operations cut across the country. These are multinational companies, not only operating in Nigeria, including Indorama, even Unilever, basically the large companies in the country today. These are the institutions we work with. We work with them from the point of view of providing international financial platform. So the likes of Citibank, Axis Bank UK, Bank of Beirut out of London. Our auditors are basically PwC, which is one of the top 3 auditing firms in the country. These will have branches today. We have 12 branches. Okay, this needs to be updated a bit. Okay, 12 branches, 8 in Lagos. Then we have opening this month Ibadan and Maturi. Okay, but Maturi has opened. But in the next 90 days, we should have additional 4 branches at least, taking us to close to 16 branches across the country. But by 2023, we should have no less than 50 branches across the country. So we would have spread across the length and breadth of the country. But you'll be wondering why you think as a bank, right, I can support you. When I share with you on our payment platforms, you get to know. From an engagement platform, what we've just done is to say that we're going to build a bank that is going to be largely phygital. Phygital from the point of view of the fact that 20% of our engagement with the market will be via brick and mortar, while 80% will be via digital platforms, which I will show to you. So we have 12 branches today, but those 12 branches actually engage corporates or institutions like you across the country. These basically who are the leading members of the bank. Peter Mango used to be the former MD of Zenith. He was actually part of the foundation team of Zenith, right, and ran the bank for a period of 5 years, within which period the bank, Zenith, became the largest bank in Nigeria. We also have the likes of Austin Okiri, who founded Computer Warehouse, Isiome Zasi, who is very active within the construction sector, together with Samuel Onyisi. Samuel Onyisi is the owner of Peace Mass Transit, which is arguably the largest transport company in Nigeria. You won't probably get to know. They operate out of Enugu, but they have presence across the country, right? And it's the largest transport company in Nigeria. Vincent Okeke, it's on our board. Vincent was an ex-Shell. He's done very well in various institutions, including PwC. Olaide Bell and Gabriel Ogbeche. Gabriel Ogbeche owns Rain Oil that you see across the country today. Elias is the MD CEO. My name is Nixon, and I'm an executive director in the bank. These are key products and services, pretty much generic, right? What you would know as corporate accounts, financing, trade solutions. But I'll speak to a few that concerns you and tell you how I'm going to work with you to basically drive value within the chain. In terms of our value propositions, there are 3 key things we believe we should be working with you on. The first is providing the platform through which you can make all your collections and make payments as channel members. Those platforms will cut across our branch facilities, our mobile banking app, POS, QR payment, which I'll show you briefly, down to the corporate internet banking services. Like I said earlier, our engagement framework is such that 80% of our interactions with you will be via digital channel, while 20% will be via brick and mortar. So while branch collections is one, the rest, as you can see there, are pretty much digital channel. Then the other option is basically how we can unlock value within the channel, right, and provide financing to channel members, right? And for us, providing financing is one thing, but providing financing sustainably, it's the most important part of it. So one thing you see us work with you on, it's how we would build capacity, which speaks to the third point. Build capacity for channel members, right? However, we need to have a critical mass to build capacity because we'll be leveraging our support from institutions like IFC to run proper training program that will ensure at least you have what it takes to run a business, right? And also add value to your chain from a very sustainable model. Now, most importantly, when we've done the payments and collection, provided financing, the next most important thing is for us to basically support in terms of liquidity management, because you realize really well that it's not every time you spend everything you have in your account. So if you have 10,000 in your account or $1 million, what should you do? Would you need to buy bonds? Would you do fixed incomes? Would you like to do the plain vanilla asset classes? Or in what other ways can we work with you on? So these are value propositions. I'll speak briefly to 2, which is the collection platform and the financing, which I think should be of interest to you. Significant liquidity will come at the end of the day when we succeed. For power of collection platform, we have the gateway, the global payment gateway, where we basically support you in making collections. So we can create a digital platform through which you can make payments to one another via cards, USSD, right, even QR code. The interesting thing is that when I speak to the mobile, we have a solution today that even if you're in a very remote location, you don't have service, you can make payments using a mobile phone, right? So you can make offline payments and it will hit your account. So provide a gateway platform. Then the POS is the one that also speaks very well. is basically a device you can walk around with. So if you're sitting out there in the garage, which Ibrahim talked about, and there's someone from Globus Bank on his way home, and he needs to buy something for you worth 10, 20,000 naira, or even 200,000, you can just bring his card, right? Swipe, and you make payments. You don't need to come to the bank. You can make collections via the POS. And we're ready to work with you to put something that is pretty much very sustainable and will run. The next phase for us on the POS deployment is to work on an offline POS, so that even if your POS is down, right, you can make collections on it. But that's a solution that is going to come up later, just like the mobile option which you talked about. Then the e-bills pay might seem a bit interesting, but e-bills will come where you're generating a whole lot of cash and you have difficulties moving the cash to banks based on the restriction of cash lodgement. So what we basically will do is to convert your spaceship cash into digital cash, leveraging off the e-bills payment. It's one thing we're doing very well today. For some of those corporates I showed you, whose operations cuts across the country. Then the USSD collections. Today we have USSD code *989. So you can, on the back of your *989, without necessarily having a sophisticated phone, what some corporates will say is Banla phone, you can make payments. You don't need to have an iPhone or a Samsung S7 phone to make payments. You can use that mobile phone to make payments via my USSD phone, even when it has offline capabilities. The QR code, it's more like an advanced form of some of those payments. It's not really very relevant at this point in time, but at some point it will. All it does is that we will assign QR codes to channel members. Once you call up my mobile, right, you can use your phone camera, snap that QR code. It will pick the value from your phone straight to the account of the members. But those capabilities that exist based on our digital disposition. Then the Global Instant Pay leverages off NIPS and ensures that payment is done online real time. The central mandate system would work where, for instance, Rise Africa sets up members of Rise Africa, channel members on platforms. And you need to maybe on a monthly basis make 10,000 payments from Channel Africa. So automatically those direct debit moves from your account to Channel Africa. But it's something I'll have to work cooperatively across the channel. Then the corporate internet banking, it's when we believe at some point you become a full-fledged corporate and you're running, you don't want to make payment via the mobile platform, or you want to make via the QR code. You have, and you have internet facilities. We will give you access to our corporate internet banking platform, and you can actually make payment from that platform to Rise Africa. So this speaks to the security, which basically is very much well enhanced based on the two-factor authentication. So the fact that having password does not necessarily mean that you can operate. You can have the password, but I'll need a second level authorization to enable you to transact on your account. So have that added security features built into our solutions. But let me speak to the, okay, the mobile is not here. The mobile also is a very strong tool you can make payment on. Today, the interesting thing about our mobile platform is that you can actually set up an account on the mobile within 1 minute. You can have an account number. And once you've set up an account fully, you can transact, you can make payment to other channel members within a minute. You don't need to, for instance, for some banks, you find out that for you to make payment, you first of all have to look for the bank. So you sign on, it takes you another 1 minute to look for the bank before choosing the bank, entering account numbers. We've taken all those things out. My mobile app is such that if you want to sign on, you don't even, it has facial recognition. So once it sees your face, it recognizes you and sign you on automatically. You don't start entering password, it's your face, and there are no two you in the industry. Even when you are twins, there are distinct features that will set you apart. So it will facially recognize you and log you in automatically. And once it logs you in and need to make payment, right? You don't need to start looking for 100 banks. Just give us the account number, and within 2 seconds, my mobile app will guess the bank that you want to make those payments. It will guess the bank, then suggest three banks or 4 banks maximum. So you choose from any of those banks, which you know it is, and it will tell you the name of the person you are paying. Once you choose, you can run. So you can make payment on my mobile app within a minute. Which is actually one of the distinguishing features in the industry.
Okay, thank you very much. We're actually running out of time.
Okay. I would love to speak to financing, which I think should be of great value to channel members. However, if you give me 2 minutes, I can run through it. Can I?
A minute, please.
Okay, so for financing, there are two things we can do for you. We can provide hybrid financing, either overdraft or bank guarantees, and it's basically supporting you to make payment to channel members. Our intention is that, depending on size, we can keep close to ₦1 billion, and those payments will be restricted to channels. So you can buy rice from another channel member and make payment to that channel member because it's going to be closed to those channel members. You can buy rice from Rice Africa and make payments from Rice Africa using the facilities we provided. You will not use the facility to buy things outside the channel, but you can use the facility to buy things within the channel. And we'll also provide the capacity building program, which I spoke about earlier. And this is basically what it basically features, working with IFC. And the whole idea in the third point is to enhance your capacity to do business more sustainably. In a nutshell, this is my presentation. I'll send a slide to you, which you can share amongst channel members. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Nixon. We are so grateful, and thanks for the opportunity that you're bringing to us via the food distribution network. Thank you. All right, so next we'll be going to the registration form, the registration process for the food distribution network. How does it work? What does the registration process entails? Okay, so can you all hear me, please? All right, so after the first edition of the Rice Africa Conference, we actually created a food distribution network form, registration form, that all interested distributors would fill, to be able to register on the food distribution network platform. And it's very simple to access. So I'll just give a brief explanation on what is needed for the registration process. Is that good?
It's good. Continue.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, so first of all,
yes. You can go ahead.
All right, sir. So first of all, we have the first thing that you will get on the form is your name. The first thing first is your name. Then secondly, you have to fill your phone number, your address, and the location. That is to help you get a location on the Rice Africa platform as per where your distribution channel will be from. Then also, we would want to know how many bags of rice that we'll be able to start with. As you know, the list that we can start with, because of our partnership with Rice Africa has been able to give us at least, you can start with a minimum of 20 bags. Unlike if you are coming via another route, if you want to be a distributor of Rice Africa, you would start with a minimum of a truck, that's 600 bags. But with our partnership, registering into the food distribution network to distribute Rice Africa, all you need to start is a minimum of 20 bags of rice. And please, if you know you're not talking, can you kindly mute your mic? Thank you. And we want to know your reason for your interest. We want to know why you're interested in distributing Rice Africa, because it's all about creating wealth for the economy. It's all about boosting our economy, and it's all about job creation. So we want to know why you're interested in this. And the last thing is, okay, we get your account details, your account number, and the last thing is the clearing mode. So I receive calls from people all over Nigeria, some from Borno, some from Makurdi, some from Benin City, some from Ibadan, and they are like, okay, if I buy this rice now, how would you get it delivered to me? So we have two clearing mode option. We have the self mode and the delivery mode. So if you are clicking on the self mode, or you want to do a self mode delivery option, you can come get the rice by yourself in any of our warehouses across Nigeria. Or if you want a delivery mode, it means that we'll deliver the rice to you at your doorstep anywhere you are in Nigeria, only that delivery fee is applied. But trust me, you will get your products in the best hands and in safe hands. So we will, after after this Rice Africa conference, immediately we will be sending you a link for the Rice Africa distribution form, the food distribution network application form. So we'll send you a link so you can register, fill the form, and send it back to us via our email. That's fdn@corporatefarmers@gmail.com. So you send it back to us, and then we'll send you an invoice. When you make payments, you've already been employed. You've already started a job already as a distributor of Rice Africa Conference. Just like our boss Megiri has said, there are so many other products that will be coming up on this platform, but we are using Rice Africa as our first products. He talked about the person who is into Pomo. He talked about the person who is into Ugu. They are all interested in bringing their product to this platform. And you registering to the Food Distribution Network platform, it's a direct access for you to get through these people without any barriers or protocols. So the Food Distribution Network is giving you like a free access to these opportunities. So that's for the form. So immediately after the Rice Africa conference, you would be receiving the links to sign up for the Food Distribution Network. Thank you very much. All right, so next on our list is questions and answers. I'm pretty sure that we all have so many questions, so many things that would want to be clarified. So our boss Megiri is here. Nixon Iwedu of Global Bank is also here. Our Prince Ade Ajayi of Corporate Farmers International is also here to answer your questions. Akin Alabi is also here to answer your questions. So let's get your questions so we can.
Before the questions start coming in, Joy, let me just chip in something here for the benefit of those that are interested in becoming members of the Food Distribution Network that are willing to distribute Rice Africa. I think it's also fair because if I'm in their shoes, I will need to know more about the product that I'll be distributing. So on that regard, I will ask you you can go to www.riceafrica.com. The Africa is with a K, riceafrica.com. To know more about what Rice Africa is doing, the quality of our rice. You can also follow us on all social media handles. We are very active on Twitter, at Rice Africa, on Instagram, and on Facebook to follow, to understand what the community is talking about, and to also know about the quality of the rice. And when you go to our website, you go to our connect with us on social media, our customer support lines are there. You can call and ask all the questions in case your questions are not answered here. You can follow up through the emails to corporate farmers, or you can call the Rice Africa hotline to ask all questions that you need to ask. And one other important thing that we want to observe here before the question starts coming in regarding our area of distribution now. We are starting with the Southwest now. As a matter of strategy, we are starting zone by zone. The intention is to connect the Southwest now, activate the food distribution network partners in the Southwest, then move to another zone. But that does not mean if you are in Borno or you are in Adama or you are in Abuja and you are interested in becoming a member of the food distribution network, that does not mean you should not fill the form. Fill the form. We already have distributors in those areas. All we need to do is keep it in view. The moment we come to your area, or we connect you with our dealers that have warehouses in those areas to link up with you. So I just thought it is important for me to explain this because I know some of the questions will be around these areas based on my past experience. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that addition. That was amazing. Okay, so let's get your questions, please. Please, if you want to ask one person at a time, just unmute your mic and you can ask your questions. So we are here to listen.
All right, thank you. I think I should be number one. But before I start, thank you, Joy. Thank you, Corporate Farmer International. Thank you, Alhaji Megari Ibrahim. I've been your fan from day one. I have been following you on Twitter back to back, if there's anything like that. And thank you, Rice Africa. I think I have used your product, so I am. I can testify that I've used Rice Africa.
Yes, that's great. I've used the product too. It's amazing. Yeah.
That is why I joined, because if there should be a testimony platform, I would give my own testimony. is actually very,
That's
very good.
good.
But first, I want to say before we go into questions, understand we are using Google Meet, and it may be very difficult for everyone to speak at the same time. So we'll have to have a chaos in everybody rushing to speak question. Can it be a module? If you want to speak or you want your question, can you indicate by using a message, by sending a message so that the admin can give us time to speak. So when it is time, you will be called by your name and you will unmute and speak. That's number one. So now I go to my question since I've taken the first position to speak or to ask my question. Now I want to ask, sir, Alhaji Ibrahim, sir, is there any
Mr. Okori, I lost you there. Can you come again?
way of
Mr. Okori,
assisting
please repeat
those
your
who
question.
wish to set up
Please, can
my
you repeat the
future? I
question?
wish. Okay, sir.
We lost you for some seconds, please. Repeat the
Okay,
question.
okay. I repeat now, sir. I said, is there any way there can be some form of credit facility for distributors who want to go full time into distributing Rice Africa? I know Nixon said something about it, but unfortunately, Nixon has left, and I think it would be fine if you can help us in this, sir. Thank you.
Nixon
Okay,
is still here.
Nixon is still here. He has not left. And thank you very much, Okori, for your support and your kind words, and for the fact that I'm glad that you've used our product, and this is a testimony, and this is what an entrepreneur lives for. When you start getting testimonies from people that you've never met but have used your product. Thank you very much for that. Regarding credit, we have what we call Rise Direct, which is a partnership tool that we're building with Globus Bank. We did not want to go into that directly because we're concentrating on the food distribution network. But the Rise Direct is a facility, sort of like where the entrepreneur hedges on credit. We supply you the amount or the number of bags you want. For instance, if you want to buy, let's say, 100 bags, and you don't have the capacity to pay for them, all we need at that time is for you to open an account with our partner bank, like Globus Bank. If you have an account with Globus Bank and they've done the KYC on you, they've run your account for some time, and then they can advance you credit, pay us directly, and we supply you the rice, and then you pay through their own system. Globus Bank is willing to do that. But at the moment, before we even onboard you, before you even get to run your account, because just because you are a customer to Rice Africa today and you want credit, it does not mean that Globus Bank will just go and give you credit. They have to run your account for some time. They have to see your deposits and stuff. They know they're in the business of mitigating risks. So they have their own parameters of doing that. But to just answer you directly, we have a system now that we are running before the banking partners come on board. We are trying to use this system now to know the customers that are serious. We have a credit sales agreement that I'm sure Nike is here. Nike is our head of sales in the South. She's here. You can call our customer care line to talk to Nike on that. You fill the credit agreement sales form, and they will supply you on credit based on some parameters that we're doing now. They will run with you for some time, but you set up an account with our partner bank. If you want to scale, there's a limit to how many bags you can get on the credit with us directly, because we also have to protect ourselves. But to answer you directly, it is a possibility. If you want to be a distributor on credit, there's a form that you can fill, and Nike will take it off from there. She'll do her KYC, and they can start supplying you on credit. And we also expect you to drop maybe a post-dated check and stuff like that. For instance, you can give us a post-dated check for the amount for the end of the month, or for the end of the week, or for the end of 2 weeks, depending on how you agree with Nike on your terms of payment. I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Okori.
Thank you very much, Alaji. I'll allow others to speak now. Joy, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief Okori. Rotimi David, over to you now. Can you ask your question? Rotimi, are you still here with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's a really great privilege for me to be here this morning. And I think my question is, I want to ask about I think probably it has been mentioned, and I don't mention to it, about the price rate at which the bag of rice is going to be sold to us. Hello,
Okay,
do you get?
yes, we get you. So, Megari?
Thank you very much, Rotimi, and that's a legitimate question. You need to know how much you are going to be supplied and how much you're going to be sold. You are going to sell your bag of rice, and this question was also asked after the first conference. And when we were having our post-conference discussions, I explained this thing to the team. The price of rice is something that is very relative, and as a company, what we try to do as much as possible is to ensure that we are very competitive. We stay competitive to what is happening in the street. For instance, the foreign rice that are smuggled into Nigeria now, you get them around the Ikorodu area around 19,000, 19,500, thereabout. And that is what the dealers will keep on telling you that, our rice is 19,000. Rice, you can get the rice of 15,000. You can get the rice of 14,000. You can get the rice of 19,000. You can get the rice of 20,000. Rice, as our people say, fine soup na money killer. If you get a rice of 19,000, if you are fixing it on rice, if you say my rice is 19,000, probably that rice is second grade. It may not be stone free. It may have some particles inside. So what we normally do is, for each batch of production, we take into consideration the cost components and say, okay, for each batch, for instance, per quarter, at the moment, our bag of rice, the wholesale price for our bag of rice in Lagos today in Lagos is going for 2,500, inclusive of delivery. If you get my point, 2,500 inclusive of delivery in Lagos. And this is the price all over the country if you are buying bulk, if you are buying from a truck and above. But like I said, because of the partnership with corporate farmers, even if you are buying 20 bags, you are getting it at that 2,500. And I'm telling you, our rice in our retail price in Lagos, we sold our rice in December, January, early January. It went for as high as 25,500, 26,000 because of the quality of our rice. So for those that have tried our rice will attest to that. But still, taking into consideration the current price regime of rice, we are advising that the retail price of our rice in Lagos, including delivery, is 23,500. So we want to regulate that as much as possible, so that if you pick our app today, if you download our app, if you go into if you want to buy a bag of rice on our app, including delivery, you will see it is 23,500 in Lagos, including delivery. That is free delivery. So we do this so that we can regulate and make sure that our final consumers are not exploited. Like yesterday, our head of operations in one of the part of the country told me that he went to one of the supermarkets and he saw a bag of rice Africa selling for 30,500. I felt terrible. I felt bad. They got this thing at 20,500. But when I complained, I said, this is too much. They are making 10,000 naira profit on a bag. He said, what can we do? They said it is a free market. And because the quality and because it's a supermarket and people are buying it. But in as much as possible, we are trying to regulate it. That is why we have the app. So that when you see somebody selling it at 30,000, you can say, look at the app, it is 23,000. And you have the food distribution network will now give you an opportunity to buy it cheaper than that. So I hope I've answered your question, Rotimi. But this 2,500 does not mean in the next 2-3 months it may be lower than that. And we try as much as possible to keep our communities informed about the changes in prices. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Paul, this is your time. You can ask your question.
Okay. He just Mr. Ibrahim just answered the question that I wanted to ask. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. There's one Mr. Ababa who has a question. Joy. One.
Okay.
Ababa.
All right. So
Ababa.
we have just a minute for questions. We have passed our time already. So let's make it quickly. Paul.
Yes. Okay. Right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good
Please,
morning.
I want to ask. Okay, now that we know the price, what's the next step for us to get started? I'm in Lagos. I want to get started. What's the next step?
Okay,
What?
now that you know the price, I'll answer that question. Now that you know the price, how do you get started? Immediately after this conference, I will be sending you a link for the food distribution network registration form. With that link, you would fill the food distribution network form and send it back to us via our email. Just the email that I've been sending you reminder about this conference is the same email that will send you the form. So you send it back to us. Immediately we get
Oh,
your confirmation of interest, we will send you an invoice. When we send you
Joy,
an invoice, yes.
we have two more questions. Please bear with us. These questions are very
Oh,
important. There's one. Emmanuel Ganga has a question. Rotimi too
okay.
has one more question. Please let's try and
Okay.
exhaust the question because
So,
I think it's one of
all
the
right.
reasons why we're here.
Okay. So, but we have to do it quickly. So after the conference call, I'm going to be sending you a link for the registration form. When you do that, we'll send you an invoice. Immediately payment is made. Your distribution channel has been activated. You can now get your rice and start your distribution.
All right. Thank you
And the
very
question,
much. Thank you very much.
you can continue asking your questions through the numbers provided by corporate farmers or the numbers. If you look at the question bar, there's a Rice Africa's hotline is already there. You can call those numbers or you can follow us on social media and ask whatever questions you have as a follow-up. We can attend to you, even if the time is up here. But I see one Benga has a question. Emmanuel Benga has a question, and Rotimi has one last question. Please, let's just take two fast, and then we'll run up.
Good morning, sir. My name is Emmanuel Benga. My
Benga.
question is this. I want to ask about online payment. Do you accept virtual card as a means of payment for the distribution of the rice? As we have a
Yes,
modern
of course.
means of payment,
Of course, all mediums
because
of payments,
nowadays,
cash,
specifically
card. Of course, we do. Even on that's
we
why we have
accept.
the app. If you buy the rice today in Lagos through the app, you pay through Paystack. Paystack is integrated on the app, and then you pay. It will be supplied to you. So when you are a member of the food distribution network, you want to pay virtually, you want to pay digitally. It's also accepted, of course, very much so. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Benga.
Then how about the receipt if you pay online? How do you get
You
receipt?
said
I said about the receipt for payment if you pay through online.
if you pay through our website, if you go to
The
download
receipt
our
for
app, you
payment.
pay through our app, you get an email, you get a receipt from Paystack, you get
Yes.
a receipt from Rice Africa, all the necessary. I mean, if you've been buying things online, it's the same experience. You get your receipt digitally, you get your alert, everything is the same way that you are buying from Jumia or your Conga or whatever. It's the same.
Yes, sir. I'm getting you, sir.
All right. Thank you
It's
very
okay,
much for
sir.
that.
It's all right.
All right. I'm taking this one more question. This is the last question, please. Ababa, are you there, Ababa? Okay. I think he lost us. I think he lost us.
But Rotimi has one last question. Let's take that one as the last.
Can you hear me?
Rotimi, go
I'm on
ahead.
now.
Okay, this is your
Am I
last.
on?
All right. Oh, Ababa. Okay,
Hello, can you
Ababa
hear
is
me?
here.
Am I?
We
Yes.
we can hear
Yeah.
you, so you can ask your question.
Okay. What I really want to ask is, what are the branding message on the aspect of branding? Um, how do we? What about other products that are in the market that are going to be affecting the competition of the Rice Africa? How do we convince the people to be able to imbibe and accept Nigerian rice compared to others? Some people sometimes have this negative notion about Nigerian rice, that they are stony and they are, not in terms of quality, not same as other rice and all of that stuff. So how do we take advantage of this Nigerian rice not having those kind of stigma that have been placed on Nigerian rice? That's my question.
Let me
Thank you
just
very much
answer
for
that
that.
question. Okay, okay. Let me just add to it, my Oga, my Gary. Ababa, what you need to do is to commit yourself to Nigeria development. We have a best rice ever. If you're online, you see somebody testify about the quality of our rice, and it's not like what we are doing here with our partnership with Rice Africa is beyond just selling rice or planting rice. It's a nation building. You are young and you can take this testimony. You can buy a bag of rice. We distributed during December time. We distributed nothing less than 10 bags free. Go and test. And people are just coming back with testimony. And these are the things you need to be passionate about. The people that are promoting this project, Rice Africa, corporate farmers, we are not hungry, but we know that God is really with us and blessing us in this country. Is something you can take. When you have the product with you, take it, eat it, cook it, buy it, and give it to people in your church and every other thing. Before you know what is happening, we continue to drive made in Nigeria product. We have very powerful product, and I'm telling you, with the testimony that we are having, a lot of about 2 or 3 customers like that. They are using it for all this party. They said this is one of the best rice for fried rice in party. Amazing. So until when you yourself, start from that where you are and continue to make sure that people believe in what we are doing. We have a product that can brag, that can brag about. And you also have a product you can brag about. Sign in, make sure that you be a part of it. Don't think of the money alone you are going to make. You are going to make a lot of money. You see what Global Boss Bank was talking about. I picked on one thing from that, what he said. He said, look, a special fund can be given in the area of FDN, Food Divisional Network. You can only access that money based because you are a member of this network. That's all. You can't use it for any other business and every other thing. It's one of the, it's my take home here today. That as a matter of fact, in Global Bank now, we said that we have somebody that is into logistics, that a member of their directors and every other thing. That means they understand this kind of business. And these are the things that we are talking about. We are looking for 1,000 distributors. Nigeria is big, 200 million people, my brother. Let us become a God, start the gospel of made in Nigeria. And when you say made in Nigeria, you have a Rice Africa that you can show, that you can eat, that you can sell, and make sure that we make Nigeria better than we met it. We are the only one that can build this country. I'm proud of what we are talking about.
I think Mr. Ababa also has a genuine question. I can see where it's coming from. People have an impression about Nigerian rice. And I think in my introduction, which I suspect maybe you missed my introduction, one of the reasons why we are in the rice business is to change that narrative. But the best answer to such skepticism is when you use the product, like Prince said, or when you tell them to buy or you give them samples to go and test. There are a lot of rice products in the market. Like you rightly said, most Nigerian processors don't care about the final product, which is what we're trying to change. They think it's all about bagging whatever rubbish and then selling it. Sometimes the companies don't even know. I was told about a company that I used to respect yesterday, just day before yesterday, somebody was telling me their product is now rubbish because you get stones inside. Sometimes the company doesn't even know. It's being perpetuated. It's the biggest threat in this business. Like Rice Africa now, they can buy Rice Africa in thousands of bags, 10 trucks, 20 trucks, take it to their warehouses. They will now empty it and put our content into foreign bags. Then they will take rice of 12,000, 13,000, 15,000, and they'll now put it inside our bag of rice. So when you go to the market and you ask for Rice Africa, they will tell you that this is Rice Africa. When you go home and you open it, you see stones. Rice Africa may not be aware. That is why we are creating the food distribution network, so that people have authentic, verified locations, that if you buy it from a particular location that is verified by Rice Africa, we are assuring you that you get that authentic product. But people will keep on asking, and what you keep on telling them is let them start and let them try. And one other thing that we forgot to mention during the introduction is whoever is part of the food distribution network, we're not just going to allow you like this. We're going to be organizing marketing seminars for you people that are in the food distribution network. We're going to train you. We're going to give you market segmentation. We're going to tell you, we're going to give you all the collaterals that you need in terms of resources to convince the doubting Thomases that are asking you questions. So it's not just about you are a distributor, we sell rice through you. No, we're going to have sessions for the food distribution members, marketing sessions, so that you know how to convince them, how to target your market, how to all the tricks in the game. We're going to train you on that by the grace of God. Thank you for your question.
All right.
Alhaji Megari, thank you. Joy, can I just come in briefly? I know our time is up.
30
Alhaji,
seconds. 30
you have
seconds.
done a good job. And I think the best way, because I have been a network marketer and I still am, the best way to convince critics is to give them to see for themselves. I mean, there's nothing good that you give to a critic, and when he sees it, he will be telling himself a lie if he continues to say that it is not true. In network marketing, there's what we call is the easiest way to win followers yourself. There's what we call peer-to-peer marketing. You go face to face to him. Let him feel what you have felt. Let him experience what you experienced that brought you in. And you don't need to tell people. You'll be surprised at how many persons you've made. And I wish Alhaji will look at it from this end. That is why the Chinese network marketing, they are eating deep into Nigeria. If we can do that, we will move not only in Nigeria, but to even outside Nigeria as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Okori. And I think you've already connected with Nike, and I'll ask Nike to step up the communication. I'll be very, very willing to meet with you in the office in Lagos in a couple of weeks. I'm out of Lagos at the moment, but I'll be back in the next few days so that we can. I'm very interested in this line of thinking, and we are a company that is always learning. And before Joy wraps up and close us down, I would like to personally extend our appreciation to Mr. Nixon Wede, the executive director of Globus Bank. He's a very busy man, I know, and he was so passionate when he heard about this a couple of weeks ago, and he promised me personally that he will definitely, he has a lot of assistants that can represent him, but he said this is something that he's very, very passionate about. And one thing that I like about their bank, I mean, I'll tell it to everybody here, it's not about it's not the size, it's not the footprint that matters. We're a technology company, we're new, we're just a couple of months old. We need to give opportunities to startups like us. I like Global Bank because of their image as a startup too. And big does not mean better these days. As long as you have the digital footprint, you have the digital collaterals for our FDM members to connect. I think Global Bank is an opportunity for everybody here. It's a new bank. It's just like us. It's a startup. We should help ourselves. And I'm very, 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 very much impressed with their background. Their board is consisted of people that I personally respect. The computer warehouse guy is somebody that we in the tech sector have been respecting all our lives. Chicas, we've grown up to know about computer warehouse, the piece entrepreneurs go through. So on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to our guys from Globus Bank. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to doing so many businesses together. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much. And so we've come to the end of the RISE conference 2.0, that's the second edition. Thank you very much for staying tuned, and thank you very much for attending this conference. We hope that immediately after the conference, just as we have said, we're going to be sending the forms to you. Actions will be taken immediately, and distributions will start circulating so that the RISE Africa can start circulating all over Nigeria. We have the brand, we have the quality, we have everything that it takes to make Nigeria better again. When it comes to rice, we necessarily do not need to depend on foreign rice to make our food great, to have great taste of rice. We have it all produced here, and it's a great privilege to be a distributor of that brand of rice. So thank you very much, our speakers. Thank you very much, Ibrahim Megeri, for attending this meeting and for enlightening us. Thank you very much, Prince Ade Ajayi of Corporate Farmers. Thank you very much, Nisin Iwedu, the Director of Global Bank. Thank you very much, Akin Alabi. And thank you very much to all our participants. We hold you so dear in our hearts. And we want to say God bless you. Keep up the good work. And we hope that actions will commence immediately. Thank you very much. And do have a good afternoon.